the past 10 years, I've had to change the software we use for managing the collection twice. It wasn't until that second time I had to change over software vendors that I understood that the feature list of a particular vendor wasn't actually as important as the vendor themselves. What became most important to me was the people that were actually behind the software and being able to have a conversation with them where they understood the specifics of how the collection I manage is managed. They had my interests at heart, not just in terms of security, but in terms of the long-term security of that information being useful and accessible. One of the great aspects of it is that, unlike the competitors, Collector Systems has a pretty elegant set of features and a very elegant set of fields and records and systems where they've done a lot of thinking for you. You don't have to muddle your way through an endless list of ways of doing things. You can customize what you need to customize, but like any great software, they've thought through a lot of the issues for you ahead of time. I find myself at this point being asked by other collection managers what it is that we've decided to do and how we've decided to do it with our software. What I now do is sort of cut through a lot of those issues and I go straight to what is the customer support. It's the most important thing, I think, in terms of any software or collection management system that you would want to invest in. The software can be complex and feature-rich, but it's only as good as someone who's there to keep you moving at really critical moments. The best feature of the software, I think, is the company that's behind it, is the customer support and the technical support that's behind it. That it works incredibly well as a web-based, cloud-based product. And I've looked extensively at pretty much every cloud-based solution that's out there, and there really is no comparison. Collector Systems is the most robust, sophisticated, but also easy to use cloud-based solution for collection that's small as well as a collection that's very, very active. I think as most collections grow and the number of people that need access to that information, accountants, catalogers, registrars, the collector, him or herself, curators, as the collection grows, the ability to have one set of data that's located in a cloud that you don't have to manage. The security is there. If you're used to banking online, then this is really the same kind of security with the same kind of accessibility to your information. So I can have access to detailed information on the collection, whether I'm at an art fair, whether I'm talking with curators at a museum, whether I'm on the site of an installation, and it's easy. I don't have to think about getting information and making a note to myself to look something up when I'm back in the office. I can actually look at it when I'm talking with a shipper or a collector or a curator. What is really good about Collector Systems is the fact that they can work with you to help make the software continue to evolve as the collection does for you. One of the best things about Collector Systems is how it works universally, no matter who's accessing it, no matter where you're accessing it from. If you're coming into Collector Systems, you're coming in from a browser on whatever kind of computer you happen to have, and whatever other kind of computer somebody else happens to have. I don't have to have a specific device with me in order to be able to go into collector systems, check an object status, be able to check on certain aspects of where an object is in a loan. I can literally do it from anywhere, anytime. It actually changes the way you work, and it changes your workflow and the way you think about managing the collection. The biggest piece of advice I could give people who are looking at a cloud-based solution to the management of their collection is who owns the company? What kind of company is it? Collector Systems built the product to help people who have collections they need to manage. So it's not coming from an auction house. The software isn't coming from some other industry on the side that's adapting some other product. It's really just what they do. And what that means is that they're dependent on people like us for their business in a way that we're also dependent on them to work with us to make something that, so it's a partnership more than it's just simply a product.